This week on the pods, we talk about abysmal Cardiff performance, pondering nights out in Cardiff, and what we want to do for our 100th episode. Stay tuned. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined by the team, as always. Finally back whole, Grant, Josh, and Jack. How you boys doing?
Good.
It's nice to see that Josh has gotten over his illness of being a shit lad. I've heard you've even scored some points. How's it been?
Yeah, I would say I've missed you lads, but I'm not sure. My confidence was just about building up, and then I see you lads, and it's just back through the floor. I scored my first try of the season in our last league game on the weekend, and yeah, we won the league, so we take that. But yeah, it was the world's worst try. I would have rather have not scored it for the amount of shit I got from the rest of the players. How poor my dive was, how slow I looked. Yeah, just a whole culmination of being a really shit try. So yeah, yeah, that was my
Doesn't sound
weekend.
right, does it? For a fly off, that just doesn't sound right.
I like to see it as right. I don't kick and I don't score tries. So how good must the rest of my game be that I still get picked?
Despite
That's the
everything.
positive. Yeah, despite all my downfall, that like my faults and my downfalls, still getting picked. So I'll take it.
Thinking about the player profile of a fly half, that just tells me you love shouting at people. You must be really good at shouting at people.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Jack. I'm not gonna lie. I think my teammates would agree. Just bossing people around, getting people to do my work for me.
Damn bigger if he didn't kick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dan Bigger, who's terrible at rugby.
Yeah.
I'm not going that far, but if you say it, I'm not going to disagree. No, there was unfortunately a game this weekend. Grant,
No,
Grant, you
no.
cycled there. How was it?
Uh, Probably the highlight of the day was the ride from St Helens to Cardiff Arms Park. There's about 40 riders, all kitted out in that iconic black and gold kit from was it, 2014 or something, which probably looked better on the cyclist than it did on the team, actually. Yeah, fair play. So Shane Williams' company supplied the kit. Really good ride. A few ex-internationals, ex-Ospreys there. Ian Goff has done a few rides. Paul James joined in. Andrew Bishop joined in as well. So really good crowd. Managed to get to the Millennium Stadium. Got changed in the Millennium Stadium. It was changing room 3, which didn't have any lights in the showers. I don't know if that's for better or worse looking at the state of us when we got there, but yeah, it's a good day out. And it's a really tight group of people that cycle up there. We've been doing it for a few years, and there's new people joining all the time. So it's really good to see like old mates and a couple of new faces as well.
What sort of shape were the ex-players in? I'm always interested to see if which boys kind of drop off and which lads sort of keep up with their fitness.
Um, I don't want to get into trouble with anyone, but most of them are really fit. Not all of them. So,
I, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but is Goffy still in good enough shape to do come dine with me as a topless waiter? That is my useless piece of like rugby trivia, and I
yeah.
don't know why it sticks with me. Ian Goff was a topless waiter in an episode of Come Dine with Me.
Why am I finding about this now?
I couldn't really comment on his ability to serve things without spilling them on his naked body, but yeah, he's still cat coffee. He's good on the bike. He's good
I
windbreak
really,
as well.
I really want to Google this episode now, but the only computer I have in front of me is my work laptop, and there is no way I'm typing into my work laptop Ian Goff topless waiter. So I'll have to wait.
I 100% hope I haven't made this up because that means it was a fever dream, which is a lot of questions coming about me. Like,
Yeah, I get that checks out personally. I do like.
is there any way we can confirm, Grant, with him that I did not make this up?
I'm not doing it. I'm not Googling that either.
It'd be a niche choice. Like Tommy Bow, I can accept. That's kind of yeah, that's fair. But Ian Goff, yeah, niche selection.
I think we are doing really well to avoid talking about the game.
Yeah.
Right,
Unfortunately,
there
it
is
did happen.
Series 28, Episode 10. Come Dine with Me, 2012. A wine waiter.
Do you want a review of the episode or a review of 60 minutes of us doing nothing, followed by a little bit of rugby?
He might not have been topless, mind. I might make that bit up.
Jack, let it go, right? Let it go.
I'm expecting you to like live react to it now. Just have it on.
Yeah,
No,
I feel like Jack's just spiraling now. He can't get out of his headspace of was he in Goff naked or not.
yeah, like you scored a try. Like I've made up a scenario where Ian Goff was delivering wine to people topless. Like
I think
serious questions to ask myself.
I drop out this episode. I don't want him watching it and finding out that I'm not involved in this conversation.
Yeah, it might be time to let's. I'm going to start talking about the game because this is slightly less painful. It was a bit shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, things go right, don't they, in a game, and things go wrong. And again, we say it every week. If people put pressure on line out, we start coughing up ball. And when you're coughing up line out ball, okay, you just start putting unnecessary pressure on yourself, and you get yourself in a good position. And whether it's to score or just moving upfield in the right direction, and it just turns around again. And I don't know if that's the starting point to the pressure that we put on ourselves before the Cards game, or but you look at it was definitely was for two of the Cards, wasn't it? So yeah, it's just and defensively, oh, disappointing.
It just felt underwhelming. Quite honestly, it didn't. It looked like we didn't want it at all. It looked like we just weren't up for it at all, which is like
Hey,
really just disappointing. Quite frankly.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that something that we should take into account is actually like what the news. Everyone thought like, okay, got the news coming in, PRA signed, like live to fight another day. But there's a chance that now like that is done and the line's being drawn under it. Actually, that like an emotional kind of heightening and the close knit of the group, they realize how much of a toll it's taken on them this season. So like, if you think about like, if I can compare it to like when you're working on like contracts that are 1 year or one you run in 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Like, that's kind of all you think about is that like pressure to try and get your next contract, try and get to where you need to be. And then the moment you get your permanent contract, all that like kind of falls away and you kind of have this moment to reflect and realize how much like pressure that actually put on you. Instead of having this like heightened emotional thing of like throwing yourself into it, it can go the other way, which is like you can actually realize the effect that this has had on you over the last few months when you've got time to reflect on it. And it just felt like really flat. I don't know about everyone else, it just felt like flat. And what was really frustrating about it was that you could see on times that that Cardiff team were there for the taking.
Yeah.
Like, and it just never really materialized itself. And it wasn't a performance that like we've seen throughout this season. And I just think that potentially it's just that with everything that's happened this season and with a line being drawn under it now for the next few years, the players all of a sudden had this like moment to look back on the effect it's actually had on them emotionally. And I think that might have played like a large part in the performance that we saw.
Yeah, I think you're right that I think emotions play such a big part in rugby, and I think obviously Cardiff have got a lot more to play for than we have. Obviously, we had a slim chance of making the playoffs, very unlikely. Whereas Cardiff are obviously pushing for that, so that gives them a slight, probably psychological edge. And I agree that the toll it's probably taken on the Ospreys staff and players, the fact they haven't known if they were going to have a job next year for the majority of the season or the season after, it does take its toll massively, and I think that has had a huge effect. But for me, on like a technical level, I think there are a few things that just frustrated me a little bit. In terms of the lineouts being poor now for weeks, and we haven't seemed to got any better, which is really frustrating. And I think there's no, there's no coincidence that when McAnally went off, we suddenly started wrapping in scores because we could win our own lineout ball. We actually had a set piece to work off, and we could build a score off that. Um, and even outside of that, I thought it seemed like we came in with quite a negative game plan that would win a line out, set it up in midfield, go back to the blind side and just box kick. And we just came into it with the attitude of we're going to bully their pack. It looked like on paper we had a stronger pack and then we're going to bully them. But even when Cardiff went down to sort of 14 men quite early on, we didn't adapt to that game plan and go, right, well, now we can try and test them a bit more, play a bit wider. We went, no. We'll win a line out set up in midfield. Kieran, I think, got good go forward ball and won the line outs. And we looked to play back, and all the forwards were still in front of the ball because obviously they've just gotten them all. And I'd have just liked us to free the shackles a bit earlier, um, which I found, yeah, a touch frustrating. But yeah, at the end of the day, the last 10 were probably a slight positive. We did come back into it a little bit. But it's hard. It's hard to be competitive in a game when you can't win a line out and you're down. You get two yellow cards and a red card. That makes it really difficult to be competitive.
Yeah, but you say that, okay, we didn't look like we wanted it, we were struggling. We played effectively 40 minutes, didn't we, with 14 players. I know they overlapped a little bit, but to hold Cardiff to 3 tries with 14 players isn't a fair, well, isn't a bad result. I know line out is so frustrating. We put ourselves under unnecessary pressure because of it, but we still, 3 tries apiece. The only difference was it a penalty kick in the first 20 minutes when how many players did we have at that point?
I think that was for Dan Casende's red card.
Yeah. Yeah. So I yeah, we weren't good going forward. But again, when things click, they click really well, don't they? And when we score some like flowing tries, they're spectacular. But it's just it's few and far between sometimes, isn't it? But the scrum was okay. It was well on top of Cardiff when you look at the penalties that Cardiff
Yeah.
were conceding, and that's without Gareth Thomas there, pulling out just before the game. You got to say, if Gareth Thomas actually started, we probably would have had a flood of scrum penalties, and it might have bounced the game compared where our lineup was going. But so be it.
Yeah, I do think Steph Thomas was brilliant though. Stepping in, like I think he was more than held his own on his side of the scrum, and I think he was top
Yeah.
tackler with 18 tackles. So he's really been stepping up, especially second half of the season.
Yeah,
He's just stepped up this season and off. It feels like he's had that same development that Garton has a couple of years ago.
he holds his own, doesn't he? But Gareth Thomas will go and demolish and marmalise the opposition, won't he?
Yeah.
But Steph Thomas, yeah, he had a good game. He was great in the loose as well, when he put a hell
Well,
of tackles in.
yeah. Well, that kind of brings me to the next point. The fact that Gareth Thomas didn't play meant we got a closer look at Cam Jones again, who not only demolished Azarati in the scrum and Welsh international tight head, but also looked amazing in the loose. I think he's a player of huge potential. If you look at his sort of size and his overall stature, he's sort of Reece Carey sort of shape.
His break was glorious for Jack Walsh strike. It's just I love how Cam Winnett just is sort of running away almost. Very. I was talking to Harley from the Rap and Cardiff Central at the game, and he just described it as very Matthew Morgan-esque.
That's not a compliment, that is, isn't it? If you talk about defence.
He may have had a few many beers.
Oh,
Bless him.
he's very disappointed in that Winnett's defence then. Okay.
It was quite
Well,
funny.
In all honesty, like we're not short of loose heads now in Wales, but there aren't too many 6'4", 20-stone loose heads knocking about in Wales or world rugby as a whole. If we can really push someone like Cam Jones through, great for us, great for Welsh rugby.
It's what they talk about in the NFL, isn't it? Or like NBA, which is like, well, if you are that big, you're already in a certain percentage of people in the world. Like, so you're already kind of like there as well, you know? And
Yeah.
like he's clearly got like ability as well. So it's important to bring these people on. Yeah, I think, yeah. Um, so yeah, I think he looked really good, to be fair. That I don't want to talk about the game anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be honest with you. It was frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you. I was mostly just frustrated. Because the tries that like we scored came really easy. And we were making meters. And I just felt like they were rushing. The Cardiff outside defence was coming up really, really well. And they were rushing to get the ball out wide. But we were actually like making meters, keeping it tight around the rucks. And there just wasn't enough picking and going on for me. It was all very, very rushed. And then like at the end, there was that attempted chip over, wasn't there? Which is a great idea. I think it was Jack Walsh who chipped it over. And like that should have been something that had happened a lot earlier in the game in terms of like trying to keep that defense like honest because they were being allowed to rush up.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there going like, we're doing this in like the 68th minute. And like if you'd done that like earlier, then it would have given them something to think about, like the Cardiff defense a bit more, but just kind of playing into their hands. And those yellow cards, I know they came from like pressure, but like they were so silly. Like the red card, for instance, was just like so unnecessary. Um, and it was just all in all a really, really frustrating watch. Against the Cardiff team that, best of luck to them in the playoffs, but if they get there, but like there was no way you should have come back into it. Do you know what I mean? Like there was
They
no
scraped
way.
past us in the end, didn't they?
Yeah,
They're in prime position and they're struggling to beat a team with 14 players at home,
yeah,
who
yeah,
genuinely it's probably one of our worst games of the season.
yeah. I did enjoy watching Deevesy absolutely smash Beetham, was it? He chipped it over at the end, and you just see it as like he's committed to this tackle already, and he absolutely just like levels him off the pitch. Good tackle, brilliant tackle. But yeah, it was nice to see, but I don't know. I mean, it's one of those now. Season's done, isn't it? So
If you're looking for some highlight from the game, you got to single him out. Jack Morgan was absolutely immense again. You
yeah,
know, turnovers, tackles, the way he talked to the ref, I thought was good. Not quite sure the ref listened properly, but I thought Jack Morgan's is being just standard Jack, isn't it? Class
yeah, he
above the
did.
rest.
He did.
That's,
He was talking about the line out, wasn't he? He was saying that they were
yeah,
sneaking an extra man into the line out, and I think he did it really, really well. The referee goes, "Oh yeah, good point, actually." You
yeah.
know, you know, like someone's like, yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I don't think there was. It just had that feel about it, didn't it? Of like a game that, like it's, there wasn't much hope of making the playoffs anyway, and then it had that feel of a game that was just like, like yeah, we're done. But
Lots of if, buts, and maybes, and it just
it was lovely to see Cardiff's owners turn up to watch them win, though, for the first time since 2007 against the Ospreys at home. That was nice. It was really
yeah.
nice.
Well, show up to a game for a team it's pretty standard practice to see what you've bought.
Hmm.
You would have thought they'd done it a year ago when they bought them, but not. I cannot imagine the amount of shit that they've been getting from around the mind. They chose to sit in not even that posh seats. Like this.
On a more positive note, I did think for Welsh rugby, seeing a derby sold out in the sun, and it looked like everyone's having a cracking time. It did look like an amazing atmosphere and an amazing advert for Welsh
Yeah,
rugby.
right. It's a great time.
I will say that the Cardiff Arms Park on a Friday night in the sun, it's a brilliant stadium. Just location
Yeah.
wise as well. Like you don't like to say it, obviously, but like in terms of like its location where it is, um, the timing of matches as well on that Friday evening, so people getting out of work and whatnot, going down there, a few
Yeah.
pints, watching, a really exciting game of rugby. There was a lot of good attacking rugby played. Like it is a great advert for Welsh rugby, and it shows that people are still interested in club rugby if the product's right, and it's just about getting the product right. And this idea that has been sold to us over the last few months and no one cares anymore and we're not competitive and like we need to change everything and it's not true at all. What you need is decent kickoff times and decent locations for stadiums and a good fan experience.
Yeah, away fans going to the game. What you're
Yeah.
saying? We need like more Welsh derbies then, not less.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know.
Take note, WIU.
I think I don't think there's anything else we want to touch on them again. I think that's pretty well rounded out. Strange results from the community grant.
Right.
Or how did Nice do this weekend is what I'm going to start calling it.
The
Grand's
little
Nice update.
yeah, Maltese cross has popped off the screen. Yeah. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right. SRC's quarter final weekend. Eberville 28, Bridgend 21. Newport 38, Swansea 21. So no Australian interest left in the SRC Cup run now. Premiership is carries on, doesn't it? Narva 20, Neath 10. And you end up in the Championship before we see a first win in the area. Bridgend Athletic winning 28-21 home against Talawine. Championship West, Arborist with 27, Gowerton 37, Dunvant 19, Bonamine 38, Gosainon 17, Glynneath 21, Tartsteel 38, Armanford 59, and finally Tondy 38, Trevanos 27. So Armanford have finished the run and they played every fixture, but Bonamine basically they're a point behind. They got 2 games left, so yeah, one draw, one win, or a couple of bonus points, and Bonamine will take that and get promoted to the Premiership. Good luck to them. National League 6 East Central, Llanrumney 14, Tondy Athletic 31, and gained promotion. Whitchurch, Lytham, Mill, Kenfig Hill Athletic 68. National League 1 West Central, Aberafon Green Stars 31, Estragonites 26. Abercrave 31, Skewen 28, and Abercrave confirmed as being promoted there. No. And finally, Yslavera Hale Cew playing out the 27 all draw. National League 2 West Central, Aberafon Quins 62, Morriston 19, Neath Athletic 80, Birchgrove 26. So the 2 winners there, Neath Athletic and Aberafon Quins, both promoted last week and just continued to dominate League 2 West Central. League 3 West Central, Carmarthen 34, Brinkhawk 29, Resolve 28, Torna 26. Nice local derby there. And the Ricos 15, Maesteg Celtic 40. So Carmarthen and Brinkhawk is promoted there. League 4 West Central, Bonamine Athletic 32, Kevin Cribber 27. Bridgend Sports 7, Maesteg 38. Britain Ferry 20, Cumgorst 5. Crinan 85, Pontardawe 17, and Penland 38, Gleis 32. So Maesteg promoted and Gleis demoted from the division. There's still a lot to play for in the few games left in that division in terms of people going up and down. League 5 West Central, Banwen 51, Cumtook 15. Cumgrach 60, Pontardawe 38. Dunvant Athletic 54, Pyle 0. So Cumgrach promoted already, and Banwen and Cumtook are fighting for the other spot. So Cumgrach, Cumtook, and Banwen all localish teams, okay, all fighting to get out of League 5 West Central. League 1 West, Larne 26, Wanaway 30. Tenby United 7, St Clair's 25, and Hendy 23 at Swansea Upland 17. So Upland's now missed out on any chance of promotion after that result. League 2 West Central, Mountgaredig 33, Pencloud 6. So again, Whitland even worse. Pencloud have won 1 game, drawn 1. That's all they've had all season. Luckily, Whitland are sitting there with just 1 win from 16 at the bottom. That's it from the community results.
Shame Neath lost.
Well,
Sentiment.
Neath are cemented in 4th, and they can't get to 3rd, and they can't go down to 5th.
Shame Neath lost.
So, yeah, not much to play for now.
Yeah. Speaking of not much to play for, the Ospreys are sort of our season's over, isn't it, Jones? Yep.
Any ambition is over. 2 games.
Well, 2 games left. One of which is obviously Scarlets at home. We'll go into more depth next week. Obviously, Dublin away, finishing against Leinster. It'll be really funny if we won both those games.
Yeah.
Really funny and not much more.
If we win against the Scarlets, we win the Hub Cup. We can overtake Cardiff. We finished on 20 points. We're on 17. And you'd really like to see us. Other people have got a habit of being Leinster at the moment, and they Leinster aren't the side they were. Long may it continue.
They're coming into a bit of form, aren't they, Leinster? They seem to have done the opposite to what they normally do. I think they like in terms of normally they do really well throughout the season and then tail off when it matters, much like Ireland in World Cups. but they're playing decent rugby. But they might, they might be tied up with other focuses. Because I'd be surprised if they don't make the European Cup final now.
Yeah.
They lost to Benetton at the weekend, though.
Oh, for fuck's sake, did they?
We're not editing that out. Keeping that in there. Super real, that is.
I retract my statement about the come into a bit of form.
We just let it carry on
They've
speaking.
got a big problem up front row, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got Cardiff's fourth choice loose heads in on loan.
Yeah, yeah. I always said they were shite. Um,
I do think for us, that's two good fixtures to finish the season when you haven't got anything to play for. You've got Leinster, who have the budget they have. So if we were to able to get a win there, that's a huge win for us. And also, if you can't get up for a derby game against Scarlets, you're playing the wrong sport. So
let's say what we're all thinking. They're ending their season with a big piss up in Dublin.
I am.
I might be. It's very.
Mate, if I was a
think-
player, I'd be landed. I'd be like, "What? We're ending the season like out in Dublin."
Yeah.
Absolutely,
fair.
absolutely.
All those twinges are cleared up. We're all on the plane.
Yeah. Everyone's fit, everyone's healthy, and
And
everyone's
also,
getting.
it'd be the perfect way to say goodbye to Jack winning away in Leinster.
Yeah.
And getting lost in the pints after. Aye.
Yes, 100%.
it would feel very us almost, especially if when like ruined Leinster's chances of getting sort of top four. So I think they're still pretty iffy on it. I think they're only 2 points above Munster. They're only 3 points above Cardiff. So one loss sort of puts them down in a mix or coming sort of fifth, sixth.
Who are they play? They're playing Bath, aren't they? Are they playing Bath or are they playing? What are the semis? It's
No,
Bath, Bordeaux,
the French
Bordeaux,
side.
Bath, isn't it?
You could have an all French final, I
I
thought.
think they're playing Toulon in the semi.
Toulon in the semi.
It's Bath, Bordeaux.
I've got my fingers crossed for an all French final. Because I'll be out there watching it. My next big cycling trip.
Oh,
It could be Leinster Bath. I'll be miserable.
Oh, fun.
yeah, yeah.
Which there'll be a ticket up for sale.
Yeah.
Boys, I don't know if you know, but this is technically our 99th episode.
That's been mentioned, isn't it? Whether
Yeah.
it was our 100th or 99th or 98th. I'm glad someone's
I'm
counting.
pretty sure it's the 99th.
Ninety-
Do you guys want to do anything for 100th?
Yeah, I'm just worried I'm going to do the classic batsman thing of getting to 99 and then saying something stupid, getting myself cancelled, and then I'm not around for the 100th. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Look, if I've not done that yet, I think you're fine. Also, you'd have to be on an episode.
Touche.
You're 12th now, is it, Josh?
It's lovely to meet you all anyway.
I think we should do something.
Yeah.
I haven't, Zach, you've been here the longest, I take it. Yeah,
No,
so
I think I joined after.
Me, yeah. I mean, I've been on it
Yeah.
since sort of January last year. No.
I think it was March of last year. I think I came on.
Nick
March.
does a fantastic way of dragging people in, doesn't he?
Shocking form.
This fault on you.
Can't even join us. It's shocking form. No, but I think we're going to do something special for our 100th. I think it'll probably be out later this week as a special sort of Friday evening, I'd imagine. Friday during the day. Friday, I'd imagine. So stay tuned. We're going to do something fun for it. Until then, though, gents, I don't think there's anything more for today. Unless we want a quick laugh at the only thing that has happened this week, in that the Sharks order owner called for us to have all be lie detectors.
Are you honestly? Really? Like what? He needs to have a lie down him.
I still think it's the second funniest thing a South African coach Rona said after visiting the brewery fields.
What's the first one?
We lost because there's too many Elvises in the crowd.
Yeah. I'm glad it was that one. Yeah. What will it be next? We didn't like moving to Swansea. We just got used to Bridgend, and we don't like this like sunny beach environment we know used to it in South Africa. What's coming next?
I tell you what, if the Elves is to put them off, what we should get is I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Port Talbot celebrity of Captain Beanie.
Yeah,
We should get Captain Beanie in the crowd just to put them off again. Stand behind the post
with his cape on.
with his
Yeah,
cape on full.
or in the bath full of beans.
Yeah, in the bar full of beans. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I think that's a good place to end this week.
99, not quite
For,
out.
for more Captain Beanie related content, tune in next week.
There better be more Ian Goff content next week. That's what we've been missing.
Right, for the 100th, I'm going to find out if I was true. We found out if I.
Ian Goff's nudes revealed. Let's leave it there for this week.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, gents. We'll chat to you soon.